Hello, this is Apocrypha from Apoc Industries here with episode 5 of the Ashlands. Um, First thing I will just do is kick off some more research. Okay, so the where we got to last time was setting up this east-west rail, which I think I'm going to call the Cinder Line. There. Maybe we can put that in a better spot. There we go. So that is what we're going to call our east-west running line here, is the Cinder Line. Okay, so that means that we're also going to change this to end of line Cinder. Great. Okay, our goal is to be finding resources like, for example, iron. Coal will be real nice. But with those aside, we do have a couple of things that we forgot to set up in our little assembly factory here. Namely, we need to have lights, walls, and maybe fast inserters, depending on how complicated fast inserters are. What do they take? Electronic circuits? We might be able to pull it off. Not without a bunch of annoyance, though, I don't think. So we'll just stick with this. We need a lot of fast inserters for when we start setting up outposts for various reasons. Well, it's only for one reason. The one reason is that my modular walls take up a lot of fast inserters. I was wondering, why is this not feeding here first and foremost? It's because we are feeding the rest of our factory before we feed science, which was a conscious decision, so we're good with that. How we're doing for power, could probably scale that up. But first, let's set up an assembly to build lights and walls. Walls we'll set up first because it's easier. And even though we shouldn't be building stuff down here, we will anyway. I say we shouldn't be because, well, this isn't really meant to be a place where things are built. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. Get some lights. Cap this at maybe 600 walls. Pull in a bunch of bricks. You're gonna be not gates. Walls. Walls. There we go. There. Perfect. So whenever we want walls, we will have to come here for them. We won't need them for a little while, so we're just going to let those stockpile. Okay, gun turret damage 2 is finished. Let's find something else to make that's interesting. This will give us access to more nanobot stuff, so let's grab that. I don't really care what it is otherwise. We have the supplies that we need for continuing to push on, so let us continue to push on. We are, for some reason, carrying a bunch of extra copper. Don't really know why. We want some iron just in case we need to build something. Other than that, I think we are good to go. We did not refill our water, however, but we'll just have to manage. So we're going end of line Cinder. Our radars. Oh, great! We do see a little tiny bit of oil. Our pollution is reaching pretty much everywhere. Wow! We would really like to get some visibility on some other places. So let's set this train to manual and get rid of this little end of line thing that we don't need anymore and start laying down some more tracks. Go. Double check where our radar needs to go. Not for a little while yet. back into map mode because it's much easier. And double check our radar again. Looks like it'll be the next thing over here. Alright. We are hoping that this is not just going to be a dead end. Because if it is, then, well, our Cinder Line will not end up being very long, will it? Okay, this is where our radar is going to go. Go. And continuing our straight path. This is what I mean about having... Oh, some copper there. That's wonderful. This is what I mean about having more interesting terrain, though. The last world that we were on, there was basically like none of this water or anything to deal with. Let's go take a walk around. I would say let's take a drive, but driving through all of this junk is it'd probably be pretty annoying. So let's see the extent of, I'm looking up on the mini-map here to see whether this is just a peninsula or whether it will actually connect to something more substantial. Because we want to push this rail line as far as we can. We may actually have to pull it up either up this way or yeah, okay, this looks like it is just a peninsula, so we will not be going this way. That's all right, though. We can probably extend the Cinder Line up over here, though, so we might backtrack a little bit and see what we can make of that. Probably still will pull a radar out this way. And what we may do, let me see, I think we'd have room if we wanted to put a T-junction. Oh, that'd be way too close. Okay, we're going to back up and remove some of this. Remove this stuff. Basically going to remove all the way back to here. So that we can put a T-junction here. And we didn't actually set up our light facility, did we? Oh well. We will continue handcrafting lamps, because apparently we can't be bothered to automate them. Great. Okay, so we're going to put a T-junction here, which will allow us to kind of extend down this way if we want to, but mostly allow us to extend up to the north. And we will build a bridge across across to the north. Whoa! And we are throwing my phone. And I'm going to pause for just one moment. And we're back. My phone was trying to remind me about some very important things that needed to be taken care of, but we are moving onward. We definitely need to make a bunch of landfill because our plan is going to be to bring our rails across here, and we're not entirely sure where exactly that's going to be yet. Like I said, we do want to have a radar somewhere up over here, but in the meantime, let's see where our station would look. How it would look to have a station up here, is what I'm trying to say. Because if we were to, say, have something like this, oh, that might be okay. we'd have to have a hard turn. Not super thrilled about having a hard turn anywhere in here, but it might just be what we need to do. I don't like having the station directly next to the junction, directly next to the T-junction here. It would be better if there was at least one straight rail in between, because that way the trains would have enough room to get out of the station. But if we do that, then I don't think that we have enough room. I also don't think that we have enough room to have our station here anyway. So we'll consider this copper later. What we will do for now is make a decision on how we want to get over to here. And I think that we might do that by maybe turning and doing a diagonal. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. Where's our diagonal? Here it is. So let's do this. Go grab our train as well. Then it might be that we design a special station just for this one spot. A super special station. We might also be able to get away with having a station over here, like so. Well, maybe not. Maybe like this. I'd like to be able to wall it off. Either way, that's not something that is on our to-do list immediately, so we should not worry about it immediately. What we are going to worry about is going up here, seeing what we can do. It's going to be a while yet before we desperately need to put a radar, because our last radar was right there. That's alright. Okay. This is where things are going to start getting interesting, because we're not sure how we are going to cross. Not sure how we're going to cross this. We probably want one more diagonal, regardless. Where is my diagonal? I always skip past it. Apparently, I skip past it because it has no name. We could fix that. It is just called blueprint. Let's call it diagonal. There we go. Let's fix it in the actual blueprint book too. Diagonal. Alright. Okay. So here is where we will be kind of making a bridge. And we will apparently be doing that right there. That shouldn't take too much landfill at all. That's good. We are going to make some more anyway. Whoop. And whoop. And we are going to hope that this connects to something more substantial. It looks hopefully like it does. So that's good. And we'll drop down our left turn again. Did we run out of rails? We totally did. Totally ran out of rails. Which is unfortunate, because it means that we have to back up. That's okay. We don't mind having to back up. We will just back up into here and then head down this way. Hold on. Stop for a sec. Stop for a sec. We do, however, want to toss on at least somewhere here. Get back here. End of line cinder. There we go. So that when we come back, we don't have to drive manually. Alright. To home! And we also need to set up our thing that will make lights for us, because we don't want to keep having to handcraft lights. Alright. Now all the things that we need to make lights, which include iron sticks, iron plates, and electronic circuits, are all available here. So we are going to hack something together right here. And we're out of fast inserters. Right here, and right here. There we go. And then that's gonna spit down there somewhere. Go, and this is gonna come down, and we don't have iron boxes? Okay, nanobot speed 3 is finished. Let's get nanobot range 3. We're gonna limit this to, I don't know, 50 lights is probably fine. There we go. Perfect. And now we have lights coming. And we're just gonna grab these lights. We'll let that do its thing. What are we doing for stone here? Yeah, it's pretty much full anyway. We're doing for ammo, we're doing great. We are not doing so great for iron because we kept having to handcraft some lamps. So we're just gonna grab some iron as well. Doing alright for nanobots. We'll grab some more. Never have too many nanobots. Yeah. Okay. And that gave us enough time to get all the coal out of there. Actually, what we could be doing is taking that coal and feeding some of it back into the train. So maybe we can set that up. It's nighttime. We might expect some biter attacks. We still don't really know where the biters are. That's something that we will have to figure out, isn't it? We're gonna go through here and across our little bridge. This is pretty cool. We didn't grab rails. That was the thing that we went back for, and we didn't do. So we're gonna head back again, and this time we are gonna grab the rails because they are important when laying rails, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. End of line. Cinder. Okay, let's go back to packs. Alright. This time for sure, folks. I am a professional. This is all going according to plan. All going according to plan. That is actually a fairly substantial copper as well, too, isn't it? Nice. Okay, rails. We are just going to grab some rails. That's it. It's the only thing we're doing. Okay. And onward. Back again. That is not a very big oil patch. Having any oil is going to be a good thing, though, so I can't really complain. I could, but I'm not gonna. Alright. Now we're going to go across our little bridge, and we'll see what the North has in store for us. Wonderful. Going into the unknown. Probably should have a radar somewhere. Looks like right here. Yeah, okay, let's put our radar off to the side here. And we'll get a turret beside it as well. I always put a turret with my radar, just in case. And when I say just in case, I mean just in case the biters decide that it looks tasty, which they often do. Great. And we do see another biter base down here. That is good to see. I think I'll actually take a moment to drop a couple of other radars down in the corners as well. So let's do that. How far can we go? There. Always like to also leave a light next to my power poles in case I'm ever driving. Although I don't think that I'll ever be driving out here because it is hazardous. We also really should have grabbed some more power poles. We did not come prepared today. I will be honest, we did not come prepared, folks. But it is the Ashlands, it is not the prepared lands. Okay, and we will slap that radar, which we don't have, right down here. With, again, just one little bit of protection. I will also take a radar over here. That'll give us some more exposure to the stuff over to the west, which does have access to us, because, you know, it's attached by land. So I do want to put this radar out here on this little peninsula so that I can reach out as far as I can. Let's see, where's a good spot? Where's a good spot? Right here's a good spot. Yes. And as always, we'll give it a turret. And I suppose it probably also wants some power. So we will see what we can do about getting it some power. This probably is not going to be as well aligned as the other one was, but that's all right. Can we connect both? Almost, not quite. Alright, well, let's just continue up diagonally then. Yeah. No, you know what? Let's not do that. That was silly. We'll just compress this a little bit. No big deal. Actually, you know what I will do is make it attach properly on this end, so that if we ever want to actually turn this into a crossroads for some reason, then do that. And you just get an extra right there. Alright. We'll probably also want to toss a radar up here now that I think about it, so let's go do that. We'll also toss an end-of-line station up well, over here. This is much nicer now. We're getting to see a lot more, and seeing is half the battle. So we'll take you, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna do the same thing we've just been doing and put a radar up in this corner over here where we'll probably never go. And what do we got next? Nanobot range. Can't get that until we get flight, so let's grab flight. Most of these researches I'm not super concerned about because we won't be able to really make use of them. Most of them are for like robots and stuff that we won't really be able to make use of until we have more science in our pockets, blue science. So we're not super concerned. I have a hole in my radars? Well, that's embarrassing. Let's fix that. Let's fix that by going into the proper menu and placing this radar in a spot where it's going to cover that, which I think will be okay here. Let's hope. Yes, it will be. There we go. Cool. So that'll slowly start revealing an area probably about yay big, which would be nice. With any luck, it'll show us some useful resources like, again, coal would be nice, iron would be nice. We have a bunch of copper, so yeah, pretty much just iron and coal. But first, we are going to hop down to the end of this track and place an end of line. End of line, end of line. There you are. Call you end of line, Cinder. And we will head back home. And we will try to resupply better next time. Might be interesting to put a train stop somewhere around here in case we ever need to come to this coal patch. And probably also would be interesting to not drive into the middle of nowhere. We're the only train on the track though, so we can do what we want. Anyway, this has been episode 5 of the Ashlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.